to go out on a limb and say that I could have predicted this since Bangladesh. Now, yeah, things were all sunshine and roses in Bangladesh when India, you know, they were so on top, they were so aggressive, etc., etc. But in came Gambhir, new template of playing. What the hell was wrong with your old template? Okay, Shastri, Dravid. Okay, you went to 2 World Test Championship finals with that template, playing good traditional cricket, sticking to your strengths. Yes, nobody is saying that fast bowling isn't your strength, but my goodness, spin. You're the best in the business. And here we're seeing right now, 67 overs it took for Gill to bring in Washington Sundar. I mean, surely that must tell you that Washington Sundar didn't perform well at Lord's, because that's the only reason that you wouldn't actually let him bowl if, you know, he didn't play well. Well, guess what? He took 4 wickets like this. The moment he comes on, takes in what, 4 or 5 overs, wicket. Then he gets another wicket. Okay, he was absolutely phenomenal. Even the other day when I saw Dawson, how effective he was, just, you know, economically, but also the kind of attack that he could have against left-handed batters. And here's the thing about Washington Sundar, right? Because you know that you've got matchups in cricket, okay? The left arm off spinner against the right-handed batters, the right arm off spinner against the left-handed batters. Sundar is actually pretty good at bowling against right-handed batters as well. So for me, that doesn't make any sense, okay? The reason I made my title of this video that India are trying to be like England is because I really, really feel that. And again, it all started with Bangladesh, and then against New Zealand, it got kind of exposed, didn't it? Because now you're playing against a team with like world-class bowlers, nothing against Bangladesh, but New Zealand, you know, again, a batting side, very, very good against spin. I made the point months ago when that match was happening, probably you could say the best batting side against spin. The argument can be made. And then from there, it just all kind of sort of went downhill. And now I'm thinking to myself, this Indian team, right, it's looking like it is lacking an identity. It had an identity when it was playing under Rahul Dravid, Ravi Shastri, you know, Virat Kohli as captain. Even, okay, Rohit, not the best record. I don't think it really comes down to a captain. Yes, I'm taking nothing away from Virat Kohli. I think he's brilliant. But I do think management has a lot to do with it, guys. And again, I said even that they're playing it safe. Okay, safe, I'm saying that you're trying to be like England. Just because they've got 3 all-rounders, 4 now with Dawson, doesn't mean you have to have 3 all-rounders as well. In what world do you just pick an all-rounder for the sake of having an all-rounder, for the sake of trying to be matchy-matchy with the other team? South Africa went through this all-rounder drought. Yeah, we had some good ones in there, but when we lost colours, when we lost Pollock, you know, we're not just going to put a bunch of all-rounders in for the sake of all-rounders. They need to be really, really good. And finally now we've got some really good ones. And I feel for the first time, hell, even though we've got Mulder, Bosch and Janssen, Shukri is still not going to probably pick all 3 of them, because you really, really, really have to be good at what you're doing as a batter and as a bowler. You need to contribute as a bowler and a batter. So I do not understand that, okay? People are telling me as well that I'm sitting on my couch and I'm just saying stuff about Kuldeep Yadav and etc, etc. Michael Atherton, this is his ground. Manchester is his ground, and he's just been singing Kuldeep Yadav's name. Since a week ago, 2 weeks ago, we've all been saying Kuldeep Yadav. Gambhir is too safe, okay? It started off as really, really aggressive, and then it all sort of like started blowing up in his face, and now him and Gill as well. Gill's captaincy, guys. The cracks were there from the start. You couldn't really see it because India were doing well, but he already in the first 2 or so 3 test matches, he was following the ball. As a captain, you do not follow the ball. Okay, what I mean by that is a batter hits the ball. Okay, now we're going to put a fielder there because the batter hit a 4 there. You don't follow the ball. You need to think ahead of the game. You need to be proactive. And asking Sundar to come in and bowl on the 68th over when he was one of the best in the previous matches, when you can clearly see that a right arm off spinner could be incredibly useful here, is just not being proactive. Just because England took the majority of their wickets with quick bowling, pace bowling, doesn't mean that you now have to go and do the same thing. Also, you see now why 3 spinners would have been bloody exciting. in this test match. You're 2-1 down. What do you guys choose to do? Oh no, we're just going to be safe and we're just going to be in our shell. And I hate this for India, because if you think back with Kohli, and I don't really like comparing Gill with Kohli, because for me there is no comparison. They're two completely different people. But if you think back to that, all right, it was proactive. It would take risks. You know, Ravi as well is that kind of coach. But here, when the chips are down, they're going more and more into their shells. I mean, Shardul Thakur, guys, 26 overs he's bowled, not a single maiden. Please explain to me why an extra batter or an extra bowler could not have been picked. Because here we go again. Just because you solve the 20 wickets in one match doesn't mean it's not a problem anymore. Okay, that's what I think as well, is that that victory probably went to India's head a little bit, because now you thought to yourself, okay, well, you know, look at what happens when Bumrah has an off day. India looks like a completely different team when Bumrah isn't playing well. Okay, completely lost. Let's get to England now, because obviously they've been absolutely phenomenal. Like I said yesterday, this is the type of stuff that they thrive on. When they get you psychologically and mentally, you know, you give them the pinky of that, they take the entire arm. Your entire brain is overthrown and overtaken. Joe Root surpasses my hero, Ricky Ponting. Jokes, I'm talking about Jar colours, but he did also surpass Ricky Ponting. What a guy, what a phenomenal player. You know, I've been following him and watching him for years. He was playing at the Pearl Royals. I was there that day when he batted through the entire 20 overs of spin. He's remarkable against spin. You know, that Pearl track is really, it's a spinning track. This guy just needs to do two more things. Get that century in Australia and then surpass the Master Blaster. Do you think he is going to do that? Let me know in the comments. He said, somebody told me that he might actually do it in the home Ashes series, which would actually be very iconic. But, you know, again, Ben Stokes as well. He's just going from strength to strength, even though he's got cramp now, but 50 plus score. That's the thing about Ben Stokes. He plays the situation. If he didn't have cramp, he would have started smacking the ball. But at Lords, when they required him to stay there, have a strike rate of what, 30, 33 or something, it was very low. That's what he did. He played the situation. And the more and more you look at this England team, you look at even some people who are missing, Gus Atkinson, Mark Wood, and you look at how fragile the Australian top three is right now. I don't think they're going to get that sorted by the time, in time for the Ashes. Then it really just starts to level out a little bit more. I still think Australia is just, you know, incredibly tough. But for India, guys, I mean, I just do not understand this. I do not understand this type of coaching. It just makes no sense to me. And this captaincy as well. First time, by the way, India conceded 500 runs overseas in 10 years. This is, like I said yesterday, it's dark days for India, and if they're not going to be proactive, if they're not going to take some big massive risk, I just don't see them coming back from this.